Not full screen.
Cool. It's not hard. It's not that hard. Welcome to the Out There channel
Just getting used to it.
welcome to the Out There channel live stream 316. We got Charles with us again as a co-host, and we'll see how it goes. Wee bit late trying to get him on.
Because I'm not very intelligent.
Yeah, probably lost everybody on the side now. That's alright. Is it working? It's a wee bit laggy, I tell you. I really hate my ISP. They should have given me fast internet by now. We almost ditched them. But because we signed a contract, they put $200 leaving fee on you.
Yeah.
We thought, oh no, the service is terrible now. When you call the helpline, it always goes to Philippines. It's just terrible. UK's probably the same though. All the people that's unemployed in their own country and they won't hire them to be proper help desk people. I'm not too sure about this mouse. Okay, so we're going to be talking about S4 today to start with, and maybe look at some UFO videos. Hopefully we got Charles' microphone loud enough, but let us know. I can always amp it up a wee bit here. Hello.
Hi everybody.
Good to be back. Usual stuff there. No hardcore swearing on the side. Be civil to everybody, and no trolling, no promoting sites on the side without permission, and just have some fun. So yeah, we should be operational now. Vincent, how's it going? Sounds fine, cool. So whereabouts are you located in UK again, Charles? I think people were asking that last time.
I'm in Northamptonshire. I live in Kettering.
So whereabouts is that? Is that sort of like in the middle of UK there, or?
Yeah. It's about 20 miles from Leicester.
Yeah, well, you have to know where Leicester is. How far away from London? Because
Yeah.
everybody knows how far away London is.
You know Birmingham? Birmingham is about...
Yeah, I know where it is.
50 miles.
Hmm.
Yeah, about 50 miles, Birmingham.
So you're closer to Scotland than you are London. Would that be right?
No, I'm closer to London than I am Scotland.
Oh, right. So yeah,
in Northamptonshire. See,
we suppose we could bring up the map to see where you are. Let's have a look. North. I suppose it's the easiest way to do it. Hampshire.
Northamptonshire.
Sure. Is it coming up?
You put Kettering Hospital, you know. I'm only about 2 miles from Kettering Hospital.
Northamptonshire Hospital hasn't come up. It's come up with another one. Amber Marston Road. What's that one?
Yeah, that's in Northampton. That is.
But it's not the hospital that you were talking about, though, is it? You got two hospitals there. All right.
There's a main one in Northampton and there's one in Kettering as well. The big one.
So you're way down the bottom of London.
No,
there.
up.
Why's it gone there then?
Above London. Above London.
That's strange. Why did it go
Bedford.
there? North Hampshire.
Northamptonshire.
Oh, Tom. I got to put a Tom in there. Hampton.
Northamptonshire.
Right.
Northamptonshire.
No wonder I couldn't find you.
There's Kettering. There's Kettering.
Yeah. So there we go,
Got it?
Birmingham. Let's zoom out a wee bit.
See,
Yeah, hang on.
yeah.
So there's your location
Zoom.
there.
Yeah,
There's London
yeah, yeah,
and Scotland. Yeah,
yeah,
so a bit further away, isn't it?
yeah,
Way,
yeah,
way, way up here.
yeah. So it's further away.
It's actually quite a big island, really, when you look at it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I've done John O'Groats to Land's End on the push bike as well.
Mm, mm. And of course,
It's
Rob's down.
over 1,000 miles.
Yeah, Rob's down in this section down here in Wales.
Yeah,
They sort of like class themselves as a separate identity over that direction, though. Don't call us English, call us Welsh.
well, yeah.
To me, it's
Same
all
with
on
the
the.
Irish as well.
Yeah, I know, but to me, it's like all the same island. That's like the North Island, South Island, and New Zealand, and we just all called Kiwis, right, or New Zealanders. But Wales are different.
It's the same
Don't
with
call us
Scottish people as
Englishmen.
well.
You call us
Same
Englishmen,
with
or
the Scottish. I hate the English as much.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. Actually, you end up getting beaten up by a Welshman if you call them English. Yeah, they're funny lot. Well, I sort of learnt a lot with Robert anyway.
We have to learn to live along each other. That's all. Be
Yeah,
civil.
yeah. Okay, so that's UFOmans video, but we'll come to that. First of all, I want to go over S4, the stuff I found, and some new images there. So we'll just catch up in the side chat here. I better type up the welcome message. We got Vincent with us and Chris.
Hi, Chris and Vincent.
Time we get started, there's like 40 minutes gone past, and it'll be Charles' bedtime. Welcome to the.
My fault. I held him back.
Yeah. It's always the same procedure with Robert as well. Till they learn what to click in the right locations of the software, then it's all becomes like easy peasy. My stream. So I'm still fighting my eyes here. 2116 wasn't it? Yeah, 2116 over there. S4 revisited. It never seems to go away, that. And UFO vids. I'm not sure if Area 51's going to be joining us or not. He's normally pretty keen.
Might be driving around at the moment.
Yep. So, Papoose Lake. Maybe we need to bring it up on Google Earth. Maybe. Let's see. Let's just see how it's going to go. We're going to pinch up the CPU levels bit by bit here. Oh, you scratched your microphone.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm not used to it yet. First time I've used it.
Okay, let's see if I can scale that down a bit. It always goes to the same location that I did with third phase debunk. Why won't it scale it down? Is the CPU maxed out? Let me just check. Normally just double click on the header. Now that's max. Looks like it's resized for some reason. Have I got the right one here? Can't seem to grab the corner. What's going on? Do it that way. Here we go. Sometimes Windows 10 is the problem. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, now we can resize that. So we want Papoose Lake. Google Earth does it a wee bit better. Here we go. Nevada. Straight to it there, smack in the middle. Now, we know that Bob Lazar said the S4 was on this corner of the lake. In this area here where it sort of curves around. Alright, so that's where all the hangar doors were meant to be. And of course, we have to look at the history of the map snaps here. Whereabouts is it? Historic. So this one is actually a latest image here, 24th of the 9th, 2020. So does it look like there's any activity there?
Look like much.
From space. Doesn't look like much at all. So what happens is you get these little black dots that people said, oh look, they're starting to build out here on the lake bed itself. But what they are is the little puddles of water. What happens is it rains a bit and it sort of creates, fills up the lake. The salt, it's all salt lake here. Salt, sandy, white stuff. But these are little puddles of water. And they said, oh look, they actually are building where Bob Lazar said there was a base. But you can see here, there's a puddle of water there.
Then they freeze over then afterwards, do they?
Yeah. No, they just evaporate because it's a desert, right? It eventually evaporates because it obviously doesn't rain there too often. Right. And you can see here, you can see here they haven't scanned in some of that there. Some of the old images from further up. So you got different days where it wasn't as bright when they went overhead. So we got this shaded bit as well as the sunny bit here. But here looks like there's no activity, right? There's no roads. So he talked about driving a bus around the outside here, didn't he? Wasn't there meant to be like a road that come around the edge of it to where the base was, the hangars were? Which doesn't make sense. Why would you be in a bus driving? Or maybe it come down from this direction, from the other direction of Area 51, which is up here. Maybe they drove around here all the way to the base down here. Doesn't make sense. The easiest would be, if you got secret S4 facility there, is simply just have a tunnel that goes from there straight through the mountain to there, right? That would be this thing that you do, and it stays hidden all the time until night time. But you can see here, obviously there's no construction. You can see there's runoff happening. Here's another puddle of lake here, water here. It's mostly just runoff on this thing here. We're looking from above, not looking at the elevation. But anyway, that's working all right. But we'll come back to that. Hey Joe, how's it going? Right. Right. I think Geekcraft was doing something, wasn't he? Body language experts say is a liar. Yes, I agree with them. I'm inclined to go with their conclusion. Yeah. They did pick out some lies from his early interviews to his current one. But yeah, we'll just go over it here. And you can see why S4, where he's saying, can't be true. So this thing here I found last night is called Good Reasons Why This S4 Business is a Load of Crap. So maybe I probably need to open up the other one and read out some of this, because you can see it's quite wordy. Maybe let's see how this reader works here. It's pretty crappy though.
Good reasons why this S4 business is a load of crap. Most of the evidence of the existence of a secret facility at Papoose Lake is anecdotal. Tales told by people, which we have no way of confirming. But there are other things that can be considered, things that are public and can be verified.
Okay, we can put up with
common sense things like if A exists, then so must
I'll
B
get the
and
proper
C.
reader up.
If a facility exists, even if highly secret, there must be some sort of legal property ownership. Also, there are certain bureaucratic patterns that can be looked for, and their presence, or absence, can be revealing. Finally,
Yes.
to paraphrase Jake's valet, somebody has to take out the trash.
Yeah, so it read that paragraph. But it sounds like someone with a bad nasal allergy, right? It's okay, but it's not as good as this. So let's just read out this with this proper reader and just go through it, what they're saying here. It's pretty in-depth breakdown of the whole area from some Russian satellite images, which spy satellite apparently. But let's just keep on reading this one.
Good reasons why this S4 business
That
is a
sounds
load
better.
of crap. Most of the evidence of the existence of a secret facility at Papoose Lake is anecdotal. Tales told by people, which we have no way of confirming. But there are other things that can be considered, things that are public and can be verified. Common sense things like if A exists, then so must B and C. If a facility exists, even if highly secret, there must be some sort of legal property ownership. Also, there are certain bureaucratic patterns that can be looked for, and their presence, or absence, can be revealing. Finally, to paraphrase Jock Valley, somebody has to take out the trash. The Soviet satellite photo. Personally, I think the most convincing evidence is what you see with your own eyes. In the absence of making a trip to Papoose, satellite photos provide the next best thing. On July 17, 1988, a Soviet reconnaissance satellite snapped a photo of the Groom/Papoose area. Fortunately, it was good weather and a high-quality photo resulted. It was a photo destined to surface in many incarnations in later years. It first appeared in, and on the cover, of the March 1994 issue of Popular Science. It also is the basis for the Lazar poster, with an
First
enlargement of
class
the
way as well.
Papoose Lake area, although with a funky red tint, and contrasted all to hell. Finally, it's available in 2 views in the info booklet accompanying the tester's sport model modeling kit. In fact, the photo was originally acquired by John Andrews of Testers for the model, and made the rounds from there. I have been extremely fortunate to have had access to an excellent enlarged print of the photo, from the original negative, and was able to spend many hours studying it. So just what does it show or not show? Before I get into that, I want to point out that the enlarged view of Papoose Lake in the tester's booklet is an excellent representation, although it's obviously not a photographic quality reproduction.
No.
So if you have it, you can join in. I'd recommend getting the model kit, if only to have your own clean copy of the photos. The other photo it includes is a very nice large-scale view of the entire Groom/Papoose area, from the NTS all the way east to the Tikabo Valley. The Lazar poster is also decent, but only covers Papoose Lake. There is really only one location that fits Lazar's description. It's on the east side of the lake bed, just north of a natural tongue that sticks out into the lake. This is the only location the Papoose mountain range comes down to anywhere near the lake as a collection of low foothills. The tester's booklet conveniently labels the spot as S4. At other points along the range, the mountains are quite a distance from the lake, up an alluvial plain.
Okay, so here's the photograph compared to what we're just looking at. It's not that terribly great, but we've got to talk about 1988 satellite technology back then. And they're saying that's a high quality. But yeah, so they're saying that the hangars would be around here, around that corner, but which to me, I don't think it's that terribly good photograph to prove or disprove anything at this stage. But anyway, we'll just carry on.
Like everything is always blurry all the while, aren't they?
Yeah, so even if I zoom in here, it looks like it's low grade, even copy there, doesn't it? It's got little lines running through the image.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right, but yeah. So if there was hangars here, you'd think there'd be like a roadway or concrete or something there for trucks and things, right? or some sort of pad where they slide out the UFO and lift off from. So, how would you disguise a concrete slab on a road? Talking about quite a lot of effort if it's true. I suppose it's possible, you can't rule it out, right? But still, I think it's a load of rubbish. I think he was hoping that was be no photographs of the area when he told the story, personally, I think.
He wasn't
Plain.
banking on all these satellite pictures.
Problem is, there's
Yeah.
nothing there. Absolutely nothing. A facility such as Lazar described would have to leave traces easily visible on a photo with the resolution of this one. Even assuming the facility is hidden in the hills, there is no sign of an access road, which Lazar described as good, no sign of a fenced area, and the accompanying marking of terrain it would leave, no sign of terrain scuffing from people walking around or even from hauling discs out of the hangars onto the lake. It's not as if these things won't show up on the photo, as they do in other areas near Groom. Guard vehicle turnaround spots on the dirt roads are clearly seen. The photo is also clear enough to easily make out all the dirt roads down to the 4WD level. By using the main access roads around Groom as a reference, it's obvious which are the good roads and which are not. The road running down to Papoose Lake on the west side of the Papoose Range appears to be a very poor road, except for the most northerly portion. The road deteriorates as it nears Papoose Lake and dumps into the north end of the lake bed itself. There are a few 4WD routes crossing the lake, but nothing approaches the likely location of S4. I've also compared the photo to old high-resolution aerial photos from 1959 and 1952, obtained from the USGS. There is no discernible difference in the location, either in landform or shading. Nothing has changed. I will concede that given enough money, effort and secrecy hysteria, it would be possible to hide a pretty large-sized facility. But the kind of extreme measures it would require, such as concrete access roads painted to match the surrounding desert, were not what Lazar described. Further, who are the operators of the facility supposedly hiding it from? Lazar said he was told the Soviets were once part of the program, but were kicked out for unknown reasons.
So, good point there. If you're going to build an underground base, it would be like a concrete slab that sort of lifts up from underground, from a tunnel, with the helicopter or whatever on it. Then it would go underground again, and the false scenery would pop over top. You know what I mean? Be like Thunderbirds or something like that, where it opens up from the mountain. It would have to be something like that, elaborate.
Like Thunderbird's entrance.
But the problem with that is,
comes out of the mountain.
as we saw on the satellite view recently taken this September, you can see how flooded it gets. So all that water is going to leak into like a slab, concrete slab that sort of pops up from an underground displacement. So you'd have to take care of that, all the natural side of thing, because it would come running down the mountain when it pours rain and funnel into the area, because you can see there's a natural valley where the hangars are meant to be. So that would be a major problem for them. It would create like a stream right in front of the hangars, which we saw on the map here. And let's just pop out a wee bit again. So you can see here we've got puddles of drying up lakes already. And this is where the hangars were meant to be there, right? Going around this corner here. This is the only location where they're saying that the elevation actually comes down on a nice slope to meet the lake bed here. So you got water there, is it? Or puddles of water all in front of it here. And you got this grassy bits on the land. Those little black bits are like bushes. Bushes that can withstand. There's water there, some more puddles. So yeah, it doesn't look like a really good place to have hangars pop out of the mountain, in my view. Of course, we're talking about back in the 80s, aren't we? That technology of building then, not current technology. Today it might be possible, but you're talking about a major engineering event, right? So we'll just carry on with this one, talking about land ownership, because the government bought it out, didn't they? He did put he did put Area 51 on the map. It was less known what it was out there, so he brought attention to it. It's one thing everybody agrees on. Whether he worked there in what capacity is we don't know, but he certainly did.
That's what the problem is. Nobody knows if he's telling lies or what, do they?
Well,
They don't know
there's
what the truth is.
been, according to Coolbear, there's been a couple of people said that it was in the lunchroom out there at their facility. But was that at Area 51 or was that at EG and G building? I'm not too sure on the details there myself, because I've never really paid much attention to it, because I just saw him as a liar completely. Especially when I looked on the map here for the S4 stuff. I thought, nah. A lot of people actually been in the air, but we'll go over that in a minute. We've got some other people that actually take snapshots standing right out where S4 is, and if that was a high security area, they would be nabbed and the photographs would be taken off them, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Reasons. If they were in it, they must certainly have known of the existence of a papoose facility. Land ownership. When most people think of Area 51, they tend to think of the 46 by 50 mile rectangle of restricted airspace shown on aviation sectional charts. It's an often shown graphic for various media pieces on the place. But in probability, I'd like to say fact, what with this place, who can be sure, those are not the boundaries. The boundaries are much smaller. On June 25, 1955, Public Land Order 1662 went into effect. It withdrew about 60 square miles of land from public use and turned it over to the Atomic Energy Commission ostensibly for use in the test site. Through some sort of subsequent agreement, the AEC then passed control to the Air Force. This rectangle, measuring 6 miles north-south and 10 miles east-west, was the new home of Watertown Strip, the new U-2 test facility. The facility was, and is, centered in the parcel. It seems the boundaries remain to this day.
Yeah, let's have a look. So I'm talking about this red box here by the looks of it. So that's Groom Lake there. And that was the Area 51 base out here with the big landing strip. Didn't they expand that further? So it took all the Groom Lake eventually. Didn't they expand that further out to include mountains? But you can see here, this is where Papoose Lake is, and here's this, what they call the tongue popping out here, where the hangars were meant to be here. And you can see here, there's no restriction. There's no box going around the whole area here. It's only there. Why don't they just extend that further down to include Papoose Lake? So straight away we can see a problem here, that some of the Papoose Lake is actually able to drive up where S4 is meant to be. I think here's another boundary, airspace boundary. So here's a pink box here saying this is restricted. So only half the Papoose Lake is actually restricted. All the part where Bob Lazar said it was is open to public. They can get there somehow by 4-wheel drive, but apparently because it gets flooded a lot, you can actually get bogged down and stuck. So yeah, it's available to the public there. Well, I wouldn't say half of it. It looks more like a good chunk of the mountain here is available. It's restricted.
But if you went into that area, they'd soon be on you as well, trying to find out what you're up to.
Unless this has been extended downwards, I don't know. But according to this article, when was this written? Do we have a timestamp on it? I can't see any timestamp on the article itself, which is bad, isn't it? So we don't know when this was written up. So yeah, I don't know if we can get any current maps to verify what they're saying here, but we'll just carry on.
A careful examination of photos taken over the years, both aircraft and satellite, show that almost all structures associated with the Groom base remain within the boundaries set forth so long ago. It appears even the black world recognizes property lines. What this means is that Papoose Lake is not within the safe confines of Area 51. In fact, the north edge of the lake bed is a full 4 miles south of the Area 51 boundary, located on routine Nellis Range property. There are a couple of confirmations to this property arrangement. The Nellis Range is currently undergoing a public renewal process. In their official maps of the range, they indicate they are responsible for the Papoose area. Their maps show that the NTS and the 6 by 10 mile Groom parcel are not part of the Nellis Range. Quite clearly, Papoose is. Another clue are the boundaries of the National Desert Wildlife Range. This is a national preserve covering much of the southerly portion of the Nellis Range. Its goal is to protect and preserve the natural state of the area, while at the same time the Nellis boys blow the hell out of it. The wildlife range does include a lot of public land east of the Nellis Range. Checking with USGS and wildlife range maps shows the west boundary of the wildlife range abuts the NTS, and its northwest corner abuts the 6 by 10 mile Area 51 parcel. This means that Papoose Lake is situated within a national wildlife preserve. So consider this scenario. You're a facilities planner working to locate a super-secret facility. Are you going to put it on plain old ordinary military reservation land, when just to the north there is already a highly restricted area in existence? An area that could easily be extended and provide the physical, legal and bureaucratic protection necessary? And would you put it in, or allow to be created over it, a wildlife preserve? I thought not. Airspace boundaries. Groom Lake is in the center of a box of highly restricted airspace that was created on January 15, 1962. This was done as part of the A-12 program, just getting underway at the Groom Lake base. These secret, high-performance craft needed a much larger buffer around them than had previously existed at Groom. This box of airspace is connected to another box over the NTS to the west. Together they make up our 4808N. When I referred to the airspace as being highly restricted, that also means it's restricted to the boys flying out of Nellis on training missions. To those unlucky pilots who accidentally cut through a corner during the excitement of war game maneuvering, a whole pile of trouble awaits. Okay, so the airspace is real restricted. That makes sense, doesn't it? Well, yes it does. It's there to protect Groom Lake.
If the airspace is protected, how about the ground? Does that include the ground up to the airspace?
Oh, that's what I said. They'd soon be on you if you're in the area.
If you're flying in the air, they'd be onto you, but how about walking across it? So that I'm not too sure on.
Yeah, but they've got those 4-wheelers all over the place, haven't they?
Hmm.
Guards all over the place.
I think nowadays it's electronic fences. They have, their sensors under the ground that can detect foot movement. Like mini crakes, right? They can work out whether it's humans walking or motorbikes or whatever.
Lake. The problem is that most of Papoose Lake is not under this airspace. A look at the map of the area shows that the southerly boundary of the restricted zone runs across Papoose Lake just southerly of the tongue that extends from the east edge of the lake, the most likely site of the mythical S4.
Here it is here.
This means the entire southerly half of Papoose Lake is fair game to Nellis jet jocks. In fact, the area is listed on the Nellis Range chart as Range 64A, Map 44K JPG, with targets located in the east portion in the Fallout Hills.
That's where they bomb
They're
stuff.
actually discs at Papoose Lake, Any military pilots passing by in range 64A would only have to look out their canopies and see the shiny round things on the lake bed below. Such a situation makes little sense.
Okay, S4's
Were there
up
some
here.
sort of highly secret installation near the shores of Papoose Lake, then it would be reasonable to expect that the groom box would have been extended to cover it better. The Camo Dude Manual.
Yeah, why don't they just extend it up
The
here?
Camo Dude Manual is the affectionate nickname of a document that arose, it is my understanding, out of the toxic waste lawsuit filed by Jonathan Turley. It is, in essence, a job description manual
Yes,
on how
Charles
to be a
has a
camo
headset.
dude, more properly known as a security guard, for Area 51.
I got it today.
Judging from all the tantrums the Air Force threw when they found out Turley had the manual, it's likely the real thing. The Air Force tried very hard to get it back from him. Once it got placed on the internet, the issue became moot. By careful reading of the manual, certain clues suggest it dates from the mid to later 1980s, before Lazar went public with his story. The manual contains a wide range of information, from how to handcuff subjects to how to place vehicle intrusion detectors. It has emergency reporting priorities for both security and fire personnel, identifying what sites take precedence over others. The base bar, Sam's Place, ranks a lowly 19th. It also has a local terminology list, i.e., code words, identifying many of the local facilities, roads and landmarks. Accompanying the manual was a very comprehensive list of all buildings and structures in Area 51, along with their identification numbers. But what is most
Have we seen
interesting,
that
at
manual
least
at
for
all?
purposes of this discussion, is what it doesn't contain. There is no mention whatsoever of the Papoose Lake area. While the building inventory lists 5 microwave buildings, a power shed, and a latrine on Papoose Peak, nothing is shown anywhere near Papoose Lake. While the manual
What's
goes
a
into some
latrine?
detail about procedures for entering.
What's a latrine? Is that a poo house? What is a latrine? Is it like a
Something
gudge?
like that, the toilet.
Is it?
I don't know.
I was just joking. Latrine. French word, I guess. Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose it
toilet.
is a toilet. Why would you have it at the top of the mountain, though? I think we say latrine. I think that's why I didn't understand it. Latrine. I think we say it differently. Yeah, it's a French word, isn't it?
Sounds French, that does, yeah.
Nothing is shown anywhere near. So it's talking about five microwave buildings. So that's obviously for transmitting data over the mountain range, right? Goes from one dish to the next dish. So you can do it in mountainous range and have internet and stuff. And obviously there'd be a radar tower there somewhere too, I'd say.
Entering and passing through the test site, there is no mention that Papoose is out of bounds in any way, or that special security concerns exist there. Likewise for the security reporting priorities. Papoose simply isn't there. The manual lists 43 different code words for people, places, and things in the Groom area. Other than identifying Papoose Mountain as P1, it has nothing to say about Papoose. Were there
That's very
any
strange.
installations at Papoose Lake, it is reasonable to expect the manual would at least refer to the area with some sort of code word and mention what procedures are necessary prior
Like
to entering.
S4.
At the very least, a point of contact would be expected to be given. All this is lacking, however. The conspiracy-minded bunch out there will likely suggest that the lack of any mention of Papoose is suspicious in itself. While I won't totally dismiss the idea, a careful reading of the manual, as well as the lines between the lines, overwhelmingly supports the idea that there just isn't anything to be found at Papoose. Also remember the manual dates from before Lazar popped publicly forth, so there would be no reason to completely erase any mention of Papoose.
True.
The Greenpeace boys. When active
Greenpeace.
testing of nuclear devices was still going on at the test site, protesters were a routine part of the mix. The NTS and the protesters seemed to have developed a protocol as to just how each side was to behave, and how the protesters could be most efficiently arrested. Ah, the good old days. One of the more imaginative protest groups was Greenpeace. Not content to simply step across the line near the Mercury entrance, they organized and pulled off forays deep into the NTS. For one of these excursions, they decided to send a small party into the NTS on a multi-day trip from the east side, to come in the back way, so to speak. The group left from the National Desert Wildlife Range and proceeded northwest to the test site. In doing so, they crossed Papoose Lake itself. They came across no heavy security and saw no secret saucer bases. There was nothing there. It was just a dry lake bed. As I understand the story, they eventually reached the test site and were of course arrested. Return to Papoose primer page.
So there you go. I thought it was worth reading out that page I found here. So let's just share it down the side so you can have a look on your own screens. Papoose Lake S4. Okay. So yeah, these old land restricted area things. You can see here on the corner here, that's where Papoose Lake is. Funny shape Y thing. And this is where S4 is there. So it's outside the boundary of the restricted airspace. So I suppose if you want to do a trek there, you can actually access it and take some photographs, selfies there if you wanted to. So it gets a bit more interesting. Just to bring up another tab. Ready for the next article, because I'll probably have some reading on it. So close that one down. So yeah, where's this manual? I suppose everyone's too scared to put up pictures from it in case you get shut down by the government. I found this, before we move on to the next one, I found this YouTube video claiming there's no evidence of building construction happening, and I just thought it was a load of cobblers. But I'll just play a clip of it here and show you. I think he's just got music on it too. So he's using Google Earth. And he's got no sound on the video at all. And I thought, well, this is kind of sucky. Why is it so small? So I have to make it bigger. So he's doing what I was just doing, but further out in space at the moment. And there it is, the Y shape coming up down the bottom. So where's the buildings, mate? Where's the buildings? Show us. So this is 2018, right? So he's going back into past images there. And you can see the quality drops quite a lot.
Lying.
Yeah, I can't see any buildings. I'm not too sure what he's meant to be showing us here. Really bad editing job. I can zoom in myself. He's got a little arrow going around. I thought, this is really sucky video, mate. Is this just trying to get clickbait? Maybe he's talking and forgot to record what he was saying, but he seems to be wiggling his mouse around saying... So remember those little water puddles that we were looking at on the recent map?
Yeah.
That's what he's aiming at here. He's saying it's some construction happening. So we've already debunked that already. Here we go. Oh, there we go. We've got some puddles back in 2018 in the same location as well. So S4 is meant to be on that little bend here, I think. Or was it that one? That one there, I think. But you can see here, the water's going to run off this mountain into here, which it has. It's sort of made a little stream. And there's Area 51 and Groom Lake up here. So we know there's some other buildings going on top of mountains. Microwave shacks, as I said, for transmitting internet and stuff. So it looks like some... Yeah, this... Okay, so this is the stuff I'm going to come up on Reddit. That's very similar. Those two white squares are actually missing data. You know how you talk about how photographs are stitched together? Well, they're saying they're concrete landing pads for helicopters. I believe that's just missing data, and it just shows up as a white blob. You can see here it's actually 2 tones on his video. So maybe we can look at that a bit more depth, but definitely as a road leading to some sort of facility. Yeah. In fact, I think that's the same one on Reddit, so we'll get to that in a minute. So he reckons it's new buildings. I call BS on that. I think it's just missing data. So anyway, he hasn't pointed out anything that's really actually buildings and heavy trucks parked outside and stuff moving soil, because when you do building construction you're going to need to move the soil somewhere. So what's a lot of people have been saying down here though is good stuff in between the 1980s and 88. At one point you can see 5 to 7 shiny discs. Well, those are actually puddles. Okay, they're not going to have them out there for the satellite to take a photograph of. Okay, so 7 months ago, this guy's updated his video with a comment. This is one of the biggest issues I have with Bob's story. Obviously, we shouldn't expect to see 9 hanging doors. However, we should expect to see a lot of other things. Construction of a underground facility would leave a lot of evidence. Soil disruption being one. We see nothing. Roads and another. We see roads. We should see some concrete roads and stuff, I reckon. Even if you put some buildings outside, it look like storage or whatever, or guard shacks or whatever, possibly underground. All kinds of evidence. So he's comparing it to the Area 51, which is up near Groom Lake here, and he said, as we've looked in past episodes, there is a lot of construction that's still going on today, and piles of dirt where they've obviously dug underground bits on the land and they've piled it up. So I've gone over that before, but we could have a look again today maybe. But he's saying there's, even today, there's a lot of evidence there's constructions happening at Area 51, but there's zero at Papoose Lake. So what else did he say initially here? Or someone else has. Let's see. Oh, right, he's put a comment here, which I think he was meant to pin it. In this video, show possible construction evidence of S4. Which we've just now counteracted. Okay, there's nothing but a radar tower at Papoose. Apparently it's been there since 1960s. This is according to T.D. Barnes. There's no evidence whatsoever suggests any large-scale construction. What else did he say? I've missed something here. There's nothing at Papoose Lake. No S4. Sorry to say, Lazar is bogus. Check out Bob Lazar Corner on the Dreamland Resort website. You'll soon see how much of a fraud Lazar is. Okay, did he say anything else on that one? What about passing the polygraph, seeing strange lights near Area 51, doing crazy stuff, and about the body language and his wipeout records at Los Alamos. So I think that's where people saw him at the lunchroom, wasn't it? Los Alamos. Is that E and G, or whatever they call it, building? So whereabouts is Los Alamos compared to the actual Area 51 where they fly in, though? That I don't understand. Whereabouts is that? Let's see if we can bring it up on Google Earth. Whereabouts is that? Oh, we'll do it with Google Maps, actually. See, I'm just trying to get my head around all these different locations that get mentioned, and I'm not familiar with America. Let's have a look. So we got 2 Los Alamos, California, and New Mexico. So it's not in Nevada, is it? Going to that. And Manhattan Project. Okay. So where's Area 51 to this? How far away are we talking? Quite a distance, because Las Vegas is here and Area 51's up here, isn't it? So how does that sort of work?
Have a good couple of hours flight, wouldn't it, going out to there?
Yeah, that would be a fair length Janet flight from that location, wouldn't it?
Couple of hours.
So yeah, where did we get to? What was I looking at? The video. Oh, not that one. So let's see what else he had to say here. People who confirmed that they worked with him when George Matt called Nellis Air Force Base. They confirmed that several of S4 existed. When George asked about where these bases are and what's happening there, they refused to talk about it. Well, S4 is like anything like. You could put on a map, right? S4 could stand for anything. Storage 4, storage. Site 4, I think is generally what they refer to as S4. What's the other names? Street 4. S4 could be a name of the road that they call leading off their base to another base. There's all sorts of things S4 could relate to, and it might be that's why it's probably showing up on the map multiple times, right? So everything that's ever said has come true. The finger machine, which we proved was from what was it, Star Trek or somewhere? No, it was Close Encounters, wasn't it? Finger machine, it's got the finger reader that he talked about. It was actually when he said, "Oh, that's the machine." Turns out Corbell didn't realise that it was actually a screen snapshot of Close Encounter movie where they're entering a secure area. So it's actually a movie prop. The element 115, which is also bogus, as we know, it's not stable, and already they're up to element 121 or 122, I think, or was it 128? 128, I think it is now. So they've already managed to make 128, and it lasts about 20 minutes before it breaks down, I think it was, which is a lot more stable than 115 is. Some of them you can't put isotopes in to make them stable, and I think 115, I think there's a few experts out there said that there's going to be no isotope that's going to make it stable. Anyway, this guy's trying to confirm Lazar is correct. Security check guy S4 confirmed that Lazar worked at the site located. So who's actually done a background check on the security guard to make sure he worked there? There are skeptics that try and debunk him out, but the evidence outweigh the debunkers. No, it doesn't. There's only like 20% of Bob Lazar that we can actually check. The rest of it's bogus. So here we go. Forget the polygraph test. It's easy for a pathological liar, as such as Bob Lazar, to pass a polygraph. Regarding the strange light seen in Groom Lake, I only ever saw one footage which purported to show an object in the sky. It could have been anything. Even if there was a facility at Papoose, there is no reason why it should be absolutely hidden through use of camouflage. Anyway, there is obviously no evidence of regular traffic flow to and from Papoose. I'm sorry, Lazar is a freak and pathological liar. He never gave any detailed mathematical explanations about what he supposed saw at this S4 place. The accounts he gave were like something from a science fiction movie. He's bogus, my friend, and yes, this is Site 4. There you go, Site 4 on the range, but it's not a place where recovered alien vehicles are stored. Oh my god, thank you. One person here who's got a gullible clown. Oh, who's not a gullible clown. I agree. And for the lights in the sky, swamp gas for sure. Actually, it's clear for all. Did I miss something? So those lights are probably Janet flights coming in to land in the distance. Is another thing that people have been saying. I think someone might have said something here about it being Janet flights. Well, you got a distant light of a plane coming in to land, right? It's going to be Janet flights, right? Over the mountain. What's this one saying here? Facing the camera. Oh, here we go. The lights in the middle of the night are Janet red eye flights facing the camera. That's why it looks like it's hovering. Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Light. Plus, John Lear is a UFO nut. The real S4 is located in Tono Path test range and is just a random facility at the base, off the base. So, I don't know if we can find that on the map. Let's just plug it in. So that's there. Here we go. That's a fair distance away from Los Alamos. Let's see if we can get a satellite of that one. And sure enough, we've got some dry lake bed also over this way. So it's definitely a big runway there. And a lot of construction. Obviously signs of construction and roads. Which you don't get at Papoose Lake. And you got a dry river bed here. Hasn't got a name coming up. So where's S4 Area 51 from here? But I can't see any building called S4 there though. As if we're going to have that information there, right? I reckon it's going to be one of these buildings here. It's quite built out, really, isn't it? Lots of facilities, hangars, people to live. What's that there? Can't make that what that is. It looks like car parking, is it? With the lanes going that direction and that direction, I don't know. Well, it could be some sort of weird. Could be some sort of roof, maybe. I don't know what that is. It's sort of blacked out, but it kind of looks like tarmac to me, doesn't it? It kind of looks like markings. Let's see if we can get a better picture. Oh, actually, there might be trucks, is it? What is it? That's the best as we're going to get. Is that little trucks? Car parking, isn't it? Looks like kind of weird. Kind of looks like the cabin and the long. I don't know. Is it little trucks everywhere? Here's it looks like little milk bottles. Kind of weird looking, eh? Kind of looks like something parked there anyway. Quite a lot of trucks for some reason. So yeah, maybe some sort of military trucks. Okay, where's Area 51?
They are very close to the construction part, though, aren't they? So I mean,
Yeah.
there could be something to do with construction.
So where's Papoose Lake on this? Because when you go out too far, it looks a bit more confusing. Hey, let's see if we can find add it to the list, can we? It's not going to let us do one. Normally there's a little click button here for add another link. That's kind of shocking. Why is the link not there? Oh, let's get rid of that one. It won't go. Why won't it go? Sometimes I just don't understand this program. So we want to go from there to Papoose. Let's see the distance. Okay, so it's a fair distance away. Papoose Lake down here. There's that Y shape or V shape. What was that other one there? Papoose Mountain. So, yeah, so Area 51. It's got to be up here then, isn't it? There's that Groom Lake there. Right. Oh, yeah. And what's this? I know, some other facilities. So where's Area 51 should be here, shouldn't it? Why can't I see it? There's the lake. Oh, here. Other side. There's Area 51. It's quite a big piece of land there, isn't it? So when you look at it, when you zoom back out, you can see why they want to build there. So there's Area 51 there. And the lake is there, but you can see there's these big lake beds everywhere. So it just shows how massive these other lakes all around the place are. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. Papoose and the other facility, where's that disappear to? It was over here somewhere, wasn't it? But anyway, carry on. Else we'll spend too much time on it. So yeah, this video's crap, isn't it? It's got almost 8,000, 7.5. I gave it a thumb down because I thought it was crap. Possible construction. So that's really kind of clickbaity. Should really say debunked. The construction is missing data and lake puddles. Puddles of water. Yeah, so on to the next article from the War Zone. Pilot's rare trip around Area 51 includes pics of range targets, drone bases, and UFO legends, like S4. So let me just move that one down. Oh, that's in the wrong place, isn't it? No, that'll do. Okay, so the Nevada Test and Training Range is a huge place filled with oddities, including one impossible to reach dry lake beds. Okay, so might have to go full screen on this one. Looks like there's some big photographs on it. So you can see here it's flooded. at the moment. This pilot was over here.
Right.
See how much flooded it got out? So all the rain comes down all these little valleys. You can see here where the rain comes down in these little grooves. So when it rains, it just comes down and fills up this lake bed here. So they've added this insert here over top, which is another thing he got. Yucca Lake, or whatever it said. And of course we know Area 51's over here, behind the mountain. And you can see the Groom Lake over here. But you can see here from his photographs straight away where S4 should be. There's no roads. It looks washed out. You can see puddles here. So this is where the hangars would have been, along here. Facing that little wall there. Somehow I don't think so. You can see the runoff coming down here. Doesn't look like the best place to build hangars, really. People are saying it probably would have made more sense to build it up this way. You know. So there was a Twitter posted about these new photographs. So we won't go into that. Gabriel Sifman's somewhat astonishing flight through the usually high restricted Nevada test and training range (NTR), which includes shadowy bases like Area 51, Turner Path Test Range, Airport, and the Nevada test site where hundreds of nuclear weapons were tested. So that's another thing. Apparently there's meant to be lethal doses of radiation, background radiation still there in S4 range. That's why they use it for bombing test range there in restricted airspace, right?
Yeah.
Now, Gabriel has shared additional images of his adventures over the NTR that are pretty spectacular in their own right. Include the photographs I've seen of a very popular location in UFO lore, Papoose Lake, located just to the southeast of Area 51, where Bob Lazar claims of having reversed engineered. Okay, so I'll just zoom out again. Sorry, I don't believe Bob's story. Let's just read out a chunk of it anyway. It goes on a wee bit.
I think it's as well.
Just to have a see what they're saying.
No, I don't believe Bob's story, but I do think that it is one of the most entertaining tales ever told, and it has continued to capture imaginations for decades. I wasn't thinking of Bob Lazar or S4 when I wrote my story on Gabriel's flying adventure, but after I published it, I was swarmed with emails and direct messages asking if he had any pictures of Papoose Lake. Aside from satellite images, no direct photos of the area in question are known to exist, that is until now.
It's all been satellites. This is
the most
plane.
Impressive part of his route through the NTTR was the turn to the west, just south of the infamous impenetrable box of airspace that surrounds the clandestine flight test facility located at Groom Lake. This part of his flight took him directly over Papoose Lake, and the hill that Lazar famously claimed had camouflaged hangar doors built into the side of it to hide from 1980s imaging satellite technology. Although Gabriel didn't take any pictures of this area on the flight we discussed in our previous article, he did on a previous excursion with a less capable camera.
Shame. So, is that one of his photographs there? Or is that from the satellite image? I think that's the satellite image, isn't it? Because normally what happens is Google flies a plane overhead and you get a closer look on top of the houses. Remember, you can get like a street view. Then you got plane view, which is like 1,000 feet. Then you got the satellite images further up. Really, they need to do drone view, I reckon. Fly over houses at drone level, and you get better view, and you're better see it also from high-rise level. Yeah.
2D view they gave, like all the mountains and hills and whatever.
Sorry. Sorry, what you saying
So
there?
Google Earth do like a 2D view all day, as well as just straight down, because they look
This
at the
is like a
mountains as well, don't they?
this is a straight down view, yeah, from satellite, obviously.
Yeah.
Because when you start looking at his plane ones, you got looks like he's got the wing bit here. So this is looking from
Yeah.
photograph that he's taken. You can see the wing strut here, and obviously you can see here. That's the Tono Path test range there, off in the distance. You can see how hazy it is as well. That looks like Groom Lake from the other side, doesn't it? This shows that he hasn't been 2 jets flying up with him to bring him down. So obviously the restricted airspace, like those boxes we saw in the previous article, is actually true, right? Because we saw that only half the Groom Lake was in the restricted area, right? And there's no mountains this side for people to set up cameras to watch what's going on this side, but there is over this way. I think there's a mountain range that people hike up to and look over this direction here from 5 miles away or whatever it is, and it's really hazy like this picture here. So you can see he's keeping his distance there. What else we got? See, coming up. Not too sure what that is. What's it say? The bombing range. Okay, so that's bombing targets, I guess. Next one, it's got a funny pattern here. Circular pattern going on. What's that? Oh, close up of the bombing range. The bombing targets, right? They've got little circles, and there's the what they're trying to hit. So that's a target on the ground. They've made a target sort of thing by moving dirt and round in circles, I guess, to make a pattern. And there's a close-up of it here with tanks and buildings to try and hit. Kind of clever, really, isn't it? What they do out there. And that's a small plane that is flying. And that's looking at what there. Little alien. Right, so there's the road. Oh no, that's the next one. He landed outside Little Alien, and I suppose you can do that because it's all desert, right? You can just land somewhere close. And what else we got? And of course, now we got some images of Papoose Lake coming up here. So there you can see it's flooded, and the water's run down the hill here, formed a lake. But that's where the hangars are meant to be here. But obviously, like they said, it's a less capable photograph. It's not the high definition camera that he had before on the other flight. But it's good enough to see there's no activity happening there, right? It looks like just like a desert. Flooded lake bed there. No roads, no buildings. And we can sort of zoom in a bit more. You can see the runoff paths here of the rain coming down. There's the water, muddy looking water there. Why is my mouse not working? Hang on. There you go, the scroll button thing's not working. It's playing up. It is a 20-year-old mouse now. Okay, so yeah, my mouse is gone, I think. Let's see. What's going on here? Why is my mouse not working? That button works. Is that the cross? Is it going to click it? Not sure what's going on there. Something's gone wrong with the mouse again. Let me just plug it in. Oh, something happened then. They finally responded. Maybe it's CPU peaking up. Okay, up and down's working now. Well, there's always little problems, isn't there? Okay. So where'd we get to? Oh right, I was on the wrong screen here, that's probably why. It was something to do with this Microsoft Edge, which I don't trust it whatsoever, but the speech thing's good. So there's the flooded bit here, you can see the edge of the water. And the hangars should be here.
And which they're not.
And of course the guy hasn't been arrested or anything for being in the airspace of Papoose Lake. So that air restriction does make sense, that he's flying between the restriction zones, right? So what's that place there? Excuse me. Frenchman Dry Lake and the adjacent French Flat within the Nevada test site. Whatever that means. Numerous above ground nuclear tests at the dawn of the nuclear era. Okay. So you'd expect a lot of radiation there. Certainly a big runway there. Looks like a runway coming here. And the bomb sights again. And targets. So how come he could fly over the targets? Did he get away with it? Surely that's in restricted airspace because that's inside the box, wasn't it? So I'm not sure why he managed to get there. But he looks a bit smug there. He didn't care about getting arrested, maybe. He kind of looks like a Greek or some Greeky type person, is he?
Looks a bit smug because he might have got away with it, I think.
Yeah, it kind of looks Greek to me there.
Well,
a Greek American. And that's where he flew. So it looks to me. Now there's the restricted airspace, so he's definitely in the restricted airspace there, isn't he? So where's Papoose Lake here? I don't see how they see that as a flight path. Flying there, there, up there, then there. No, surely not. Doesn't make any sense. Flew there, then that direction, there, then there, and then there. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. That map to me. So where's Papoose Lake? Do you see it? Let's see. I wonder if the mouse is going to work. Oh yeah, it's working at the moment. It's not the best of maps, is it?
not showing much up.
There's a lot of information on here. Grid lines. What's that over there with 67? Mouse is starting to play up again. Here we go. What's that one? That's it there, Papoose Lake, isn't it? 97 up in the corner there. Looks a bit blurry though. I can't get any bigger.
You can't read it. No.
So, where's the restricted air zone then? So that was this flight that he did where he didn't take any pictures of Papoose Lake. He said he gave the other ones from another previous flight. But still, they're good enough. Not as good as his bomb range ones, unfortunate. What's going on here? Is it playing up still? It's not responded to my clicks. 95% CPU for some reason. Maybe because I got Google Earth open. Yeah, let's close this down maybe and come back to it. So that was where S4 was, but if you have a look at Area 51, you can see there's going to be a lot of construction happening here. So you see here, straight away we got mounds of dirt, right? Still there on today's image of September, so they haven't moved it. So obviously they built something underground and they piled up the dirt here, right? So these things here is what you'd expect at Papoose Lake as far as I'm concerned. These look like areas that probably would have underground facility underneath here, where the helicopter lands on that pad there and goes underground, right? That makes more sense because here's all the dirt that they've dug up from underground, and also here
Same as well.
there's another
Probably the same.
another place where it seems to look it has something that goes underground here. And it's kind of offshoot from where they normally are. Look at this funny shape here. What the hell is that?
See, they look
Why
like they're going underground. The three on the left-hand side.
they look like underground facilities, eh? And
Look,
why is it such a funny shape? But you can see definitely there's construction happening, and they haven't blocked it out from censorship or anything like that, have they? What's that there? Water ponds, because they're black, right? Another mound of dirt here. Looks like cranes. We're getting shadows of cranes, is it? What's going on here? Is it?
yeah, looks like it.
Is it crane shadow? Or is it some dark runways? What is that? That's kind of confusing, isn't it? Kind of looks like a shadow. Well, it could be on top pipes, I guess. It's just not clear enough. See, it looks like shadows cast in here of some pipe going across the top of the surface.
Water pipes or something.
It's definitely up to something there. For what experiments, I don't know. Could be like two black pipes. To me, it looked like a shadow of a crane. You know? And also it's over here too. It's got the V shapes happening, so obviously it's something they're doing. Some experiment. Maybe some sort of antenna array, perhaps.
Or could it be like one of those conveyor things that they're bringing up the soil with? You know, like they do with mining.
Ah, right, yeah, it could be underground stuff happening, right? And they're just bringing it up.
It could be bringing it to the surface, couldn't they?
Yeah, that's right. It looks like there could be mouths of dirt there that they cut off with trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like a conveyor belt and one is a shadow, maybe. Like that's the conveyor belt here and this is the shadow underneath it.
Yeah, there's mounds of dirt inside and they could be just clearing it from there, couldn't they?
I don't know. It's just not clear enough to tell, is it? But you can see there's definitely construction happening everywhere here, which you can't see at Papoose Lake, right? So we're going to just close that down. And as you can see here in his recent photographs, which was what's the date on it? It's quite a long page. Not too long ago, April the 13th, 2020. So all the UFO channels out there made a big deal of this, obviously. So let's move on a bit. But yeah, it's quite amazing.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'll post a link to it on the side so if you want to have a look. New photos of Area 51 in S4 from plane. So they're the first images we've ever got from plane height rather than satellite height. Next we want is someone to go there and do a street view. Actually walk around with a one of those 360 cameras on the backpack, taking street view of everything.
Send Google mapping and they'll do it.
I knew Google this was going to take a bit of time to work through. So of course now I found this one here, if you remember right from last year, from Security. And he was saying this was actually the S4 facility, right? I'll just get some pictures of it here. So he was saying this here, which is nowhere near Papoose Lake at all, as an example of how they build underground caverns, right? And to me, they do like entrances to some storage underground, but it's not camouflaged, obviously. And you can see it's got a major road here being constructed for dirt trucks, probably. And there's a main highway there. So if that's like an underground base there, it's certainly quite close to a main highway where people probably could see what was happening, because that looks like it's higher up to the road here. Some people think it was like a nuclear waste dump there, or something like that. Some sort of dumping facility where they put it in barrels and store it underground in the mountain.
It's from the sun, I'd be a bit skeptical.
Well, it's from Tyler Klotner. The mountains are close to Area 51, but they're not actually on Papoose Lake, right?
He did a lot for the sun, didn't he? I think they were paying him a lot bit.
Well, that's how he got lots of money, as he was working with the UK rags, right? Most of Tyler's fans come from the UK, unfortunately. So if we go down here, someone's actually drawn a rendering of where Papoose Lake is. Remember that there was like a little water runoff at the bottom of here. There's a little stream. Now they've painted a road and put the hangars on the side, and he's comparing it to these ones here, which someone has modified, right? From the from the other view, they reckon it's like this, with a little flying saucer out front. But that's what should be here. That's what people are saying. You should have like concrete pads out the side where you wind down something to take it off, from a landing pad, right?
Yeah.
But you can't do that if a lake's always being flooded, right? Now this location here on the sun probably would make a better place to have a flying saucer, but even that's too high up, you see. Too visible, you see. You need it lower down. And it's certainly not camouflaged. Yeah, there's a close-up view of it. So does that look like a secret location for flying saucers? Nah. Looks like there's buildings or trucks there. Or trucks and buildings. And looks like two definitely entrances going in there to like a big underground thing. Whatever it is there, I don't know.
A storage area or something. You just don't know, do you?
Or it could be like some experiment where they want it underground for doing microwave detection and all that sort of stuff. So it could be something like that too.
Yeah.
And it's on to this one here, talking about Reddit. We're looking at those squares before. So this guy here, strange facility cut into Papoose Mountains where Lazar claims S4 facility was. Now, I looked at this, I actually saved the image, and let me just bring it up. It's on the wrong screen. So it's a close Google Earth. It seems to be running a wee bit better now. Yeah, so here's that image that they're showing, and we can zoom in a bit better on it. Now it looks to me like this is runoff here. This is actually dirty water going around the edge of the Papoose Lake. Here looks like a dirt track running up.
Yeah, for vehicles.
But this looks like muddy, dirty water that's sort of running around the edge of the mountain here from a recent storm. You can see all the tracks here that's carved in by water runoff, right? And these white blobs are not actually concrete slabs. And they said, looks like they're curved up, which is a bit strange. We're going to create a landing pad for helicopters. And it looks like it's too close to a hangover here next to the mountain for rotors to catch on. So I think that's just missing data, right? If you have a, so we could bring that up on Google Earth and see. You can see here it's two shades as well. So it's missing data as well as color data here. And that likewise looks like a building, but again it's missing data, right? A little chunk of it. So it looks like water runoff comes this way. When you get a lot of rain, it looks like it comes down this way. Comes down in the middle here, and down the side here. And it's created a little island here where the water has gone around that side here. And that side there, and gone down this way to a lower level, right? So, yeah, we'll just close that down. So that's what I was going to look at on the map, see if we can get location to it. Have they got a location? Yep. So we could probably plug that in, can we? Is that the location or someone pointing out something else? Location in relation to Area 51. Is that the same guy? It might be. He hasn't written it properly, has he? There. It's normally a long number. So what's this one here? Okay, it doesn't look like the same photographs to me. But yeah, the lake's all down here this way, right? The entire discussion. I have no idea what it is, but it's on all Google Earth images. Well, I'll just say it's missing data. Some things to note that the area is surrounded by hills on all sides, so no direct view from other locations. Could be a helipad, but seems an unusual location, judging by the width and the tire tracks. I would estimate that white square to be around 70 foot. In my opinion, it looks like a large concrete slabs, and for helicopters, nah. You're breaking up there. What did you say?
It wouldn't be solar panels, would it?
No, you're still breaking up for some reason. Can you try again?
It'd be solar panels.
Right.
Oh.
No, it wouldn't be solar panels. That would probably be more out in the open, rather than next to a cliff, because solar panels you want to rotate, follow the sun during the day. According to Bob Lazar, the UFO bunkers were here. Okay, we already looked at that location. Could be a landfill and the concrete areas are there just to seal in toxic materials. No, they're still wrong. That's correct. Each pad seems to have a small rectangle. What do I miss? I'm not sure if it's just me or an artifact of the satellite imagery, but they appear to be gridded to me. Yeah, that's correct. Each pad seems to have a small rectangular feature at the bottom of each pad on the different sides. Here you can see the tire tracks pulling U-turns under the pad. I don't see why that is happening because the whole thing is one big turning circle. So it's under the pad, which means it's missing data. So I don't think we saw that or not. Did he give us a location? Where's the location of it here? I don't think that's it. Always zoomed out on it. Let's see if we can find it. But yeah, I think that sort of blows Lazar's story completely away, doesn't it?
I think so.
It's going to take a while to start up again, probably. So who's out there today? Rene Roberts with us, or was? Let's go back to there. I thought I'd remember where we were. What's happened? Didn't put lake on the end. So where's this area he's talking about? So is it further up here? Where there was some tire tracks or something? What's there? Looks like runoff. Is that a dirt road going around? Could be runoff again. Looks like it doesn't look like a road. And you can see the runoff here. So where's the square building things they're talking about? We should be able to see it here if it's the latest imagery. Now let's use the time thing. See if it pops up. Go back 2016 there. Right, it's definitely darker that day. A lot darker. But where's these white pads? They got no information on this side. Nothing's popping out there. 2017. I think they're still using old images. Oh no, it's still coming. Has got a square here that sort of popped up for a minute. Still not much improvement. Looks very hazy. Maybe it was overcast that day. I thought they said there was 2000. Well, that's kind of strange because we were looking at 2020 before, weren't we? It said up here September 2020, but I can't get it now. That's kind of weird. I'm not too sure why we can't get the latest one. Oh, look how bad it is there. They got no image at all. .06 is the first one. 09, 3 years later. Doesn't seem to be much change in there. Black and white that time, 2010, 2011, 2013, 2013 again, 2015, 2016, 2017, but where's 2020 gone? That's kind of weird. When I brought it up, it said 2020, didn't it? There you go, look. Is that a bug or what? Oh, actually, it's got 2017 down the bottom here. And that's today's date, is it? What is today's date? Ah, right. Let's put today's date at the top here. So you can make a reference to it. Right, okay, I misread it. It's the bottom number that we need to look at. So 2017 is the latest one. So, yeah, where's these white blobs? So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was... oh, yeah, that was the right one. Latitude... I don't know if that's correct. People don't make it too easy for you, do they? I want to see if we can find it on Google Earth. Where's that going to go? Probably the same location. Here we go. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so miles away. So now that sort of gives us an idea. Alright, so what is this place? Can we bookmark it? Save to my places. I didn't like that. Add place mark. What's it called? Two slabs. I'll just call it that. That should be adding it to the list here. Okay, two slabs, so we can always find it next time if we want to. Okay, so yeah, so you could see it was quite a fair distance away, and I just think that's 3 blocks of missing information there, or it's been censored. And that just looks like a runoff where streams are happening. But yeah, looks like it might be a road actually. It is a road going that way. Could it be like censored, or maybe just white rooftops there? 2 hangars. Could that be what it is as well?
Buildings.
Unfortunately, I can't get any zoom on it. Goes off the edge of the screen. That's the best I can do. I don't know. I still think it's missing data there. So what is the area there then? Certainly got a road going to it, which I thought was probably a stream, but it actually looks like some sort of dirt road going all along the top of the mountain here, going off here. What's here? It's a long way to travel, whatever it is. What kind of road? It looks maybe it's tar sealed. Is it tar sealed, or is it just a dirt track? No, it has to be a dirt track. Look, you can see 2 lines where the wheels go all the time. It has to be a dirt track. Seems to go for a long way. To me, that looks like an area where they'd be storing underground nuclear thing. There's a main highway here with a building. But that looks like a building, you see. But yeah, there's a kind of a white, bright bit on it. So maybe they are buildings. Maybe they're like, what do you call them? Carports. What do you call those? Just a covering where they park trucks underneath. So yeah, there's a highway. It goes onto the dirt road that goes up to the mountain. Let's see if we can find it again. Going all the way down to here, was it? 2 slabs, yeah.
Yeah, carport. I'm trying to think of the name. It's a cartboard.
Carports, yeah, but that's just like a covering from the rain and elements, and they just park trucks or whatever underneath these. So that could be what it is. But yeah, I just can't see anything. Looks like it's on a slope there, though, you know. Kind of weird to have a carport on a slope, though. And it wouldn't be a landing pad.
No.
Someone said that might be that they buried toxic waste there and capped it with concrete. Well, I suppose that's possible. Kind of looks kind of suspicious, though, you know. Certainly not a hangar or anything like that, though, is it? See here, it's definitely got a curve going on it. Doesn't look like it's high up, but then again, it's sort of looking down on satellite and it's trying to map it on the terrain, right? So what we're seeing is probably not what we're really seeing. But yeah, it definitely looks like somewhere to store something, and then they go back out. They're going nuclear waste there, maybe. But as we saw, it was far away from S4. It's S4's here, meant to be. It's on the other mountain range. Anyway, I thought that was quite interesting, though. But that would make more sense to have the bus come this direction and go up to the top of the mountains here from Area 51. So there's a road going this way. And looks like it's going in the right direction. What's that there? What the hell's that? See, that looks like the white thing that we're looking at too, doesn't it? It kind of looks like the same sort of thing. What's all this area here? Is it they buried something underground there and kept it with concrete? So for that one looks more defined. It's got various textures and the other ones looked really white. Anyway, that definitely heads on the way to that road. Eventually gets to there. It's a long way to go. I think if you had a base here, you certainly would want helicopters to get there from Area 51 instead of taking a bus, right? You spend half your day going from there around the mountains and getting car sick. You want to fly a helicopter from there to there and go into S4, if that was the case.
Over 10 minutes.
Same for that location there, you'd expect a tunnel to go through straight down to there. That was the case. You wouldn't see any buses or roads going around the outside. Anyway, we'll post that Reddit post there. I thought it was definitely missing data, but now I'm not too sure. It's 2 pads. Hey, Tommy T, how's it going? Looks like a foundation of a building. But why is it so uneven though? Foundations normally have them perfectly level, right? So yeah, it's kind of strange. Maybe it's just a mixture of missing data or censored data there. So we can't actually see what's really there, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it fits with the Bob Lazar story.
The two areas that you were just looking at as well, with the track on, I've just found it on Google, and it looks like there's dumper trucks on there. It looks like they're piling the soil up.
You reckon Google Maps has got a different location? You mean?
As well.
So you plugged in that
same angle of it, looking at it.
Oh, you're fading out for some reason. Probably my internet is the problem. But once we get that sorted out, hopefully we get these little bugs out. Yeah. Where's the Google Maps? Here it is. Here. Let's see if I can plug in that same location and see if it looks any different on Google Maps. They say the Google Maps here is more current than Google Earth is, which may be true. Sorry.
You see where the diggers have been going up and down and stuff.
I think you got your mic auto sensitivity too low, and it's cutting out your mic on your sentences. So we had this problem with Discord before. You're going to have to just move that slider down. So if your voice gets too low, it still activates the mic. Or talk louder, and then we can hear you. So what were you saying? Yep. So what were you saying? Yeah, we can hear you. What were you saying?
I said that area looks like there's like diggers on there, and they're going up and down, as if they're filling the area up.
Well, here we got a here we got a photograph of that area. That's the entrance coming in, isn't it? Looks like pumps here, underground water maybe. County School District. Hang on, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you build a school there? That can't be right. That's got to be a misdirection. Okay, let's have a look here. Does look like it's on a slope here. It doesn't look like an even side on it. Oh no, it's kind of looks like missing data to me. It's got a little chunk out the corner here, which doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell. You reckon there's trucks there? I can't see any trucks. So that kind of looks like a building there.
Clear.
So that looks like a building with a path coming up, like a wheelchair ramp here. Yeah, so I reckon they're just like roofs, and they're just very reflective. So what's this in the corner here? I don't know. It looks like it could be like a roof. It looks like it's got lines going through it here. It's sort of connected to the mountain, maybe. But it looks like it's not the right area to put in underground hangars, because look, there's the cliff. All going down here.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense. So yeah, I can't see any trucks there. Whereabouts are you looking?
Same place.
See, there's a loop.
Image.
It looks like trucks come in and go back out again. That's definitely... Looks like two hangars to me. And it's just optical illusion that looks bent, maybe. Kind of looks like rooftops now. Looks like something, a bush maybe here, clipping that corner of it here. Definitely looks like a truck's come around here. Why would you want to store trucks way at the end of a mountain top here, though? Doesn't make any sense. It's a long way to go, isn't it? It's unusual. But I don't think it's S4 anyway. But it's definitely something secretly hidden in plain sight, I'd say. Let's see. Could it be like underground platforms that go underneath? But it's pretty close to the mountain edge here. But I suppose it's possible. Anyway, we can spend hours looking at this sort of stuff. It's very interesting, though. So yeah, definitely looks like trucks go there anyway. What they're doing, I don't know. So I suppose we move on to the next bit. We've done 2 hours on S4 anyway. So, what's your opinion? Bob Lazar liar? Or part liar? Total liar or part
Big
liar?
liar. Big liar.
A big liar, what's a big liar in percentage? 80% liar? 90%? You reckon it's 90%? I would go with, hey, Area 51, how's it going? I'd go with maybe more 20% of the story is legit. Now, Earl Grey was talking to someone that said they used to drop off Bob Lazar at the local university there. Can't remember which one it was now that he said. But he used to see him, Bob Lazar, walking along the road, and he used to stop and give him a lift to the campus. So, to me, maybe he was attending lectures, but wasn't actually involved there. But why can't he name any of his professors? Because normally you remember some names from the university, although I'm pretty hopeless. Normally remember their first name, like Tim or whatever. And we used to have this professor that used to get tangled up in all these cables coming down when he was doing physics lectures. And I always remember him because we said why. His name was Born, something like that. And I said, why was he born? So I always remember his name. But he actually liked me. He actually gave me really good scores on things. But anyway, so I can remember things of names of things, but he can't seem to remember any of the professors. And no one can remember him being in class. There's no school pictures. I don't know if the Men in Black could do a really good tidy up on all that and not have something.
There, couldn't he?
Could
have been working in the kitchen, you know.
He could have been working in the kitchen at the university. Is that what you're saying?
No, Bob Lazar could have been working in the kitchens at Area 51 or wherever. You just don't know, do you?
No, we don't know. Kind of strange, but we'll move on to the next topic, which is right, third phase. I was meant to do third phase. We'll get back to that one. We'll have a look at UFOman now. You probably need to go to bed though, won't you? Yeah, so he's put this video up here. I just want to see what your opinions are on it. You said you've seen it before, didn't you?
I think it's the one I know.
I'll just skim his intro. Oh,
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip recorded by Channel 7 News out of New York City on AccuWeather, showing an object that appears to be spinning with multiple lights alternating one after another. It changes direction and shows a burst of speed. Unknown as to what it is, I've enlarged it as much as I can and slowed it down so you can take a good look and see the rotation and actually see the multiple lights. Coming up are a few still shots so you can get a better look, make an assessment, let me know what you think.
He's not going to tell us what it is. Alright, so straight away, what's the problems of this video? Now we'll just go back over it. It's a security cam, as obviously it's time lapse, so it's taking a frame every second by the looks of it.
Multiple lights alternating.
Airplane.
No, my gut feeling it was a helicopter.
One after another.
But I couldn't rule out it being a seagull that's lit up by lights, but it looks like it's further away from the building.
It changes direction.
You can see here, this building here is quite lit up.
That appears to be spinning with multiple lights.
So what happened here? It seemed to get dark all of a sudden, didn't it? So I don't know if they're playing around with the footage or not.
Alternating one after another. It changes direction and shows a burst of speed. Unknown as to what it is. I've enlarged it as much as I can.
I'll just mute him. Okay, so it looks to me like we're getting long exposure effect, you know, where it's sort of stretching the light that's moving. See how it sort of goes like a caterpillar?
Yeah.
You know, like how a caterpillar walks, where it takes the back legs and moves forward. He's saying they're rotating lights. I reckon it's just camera artifact. Don't think it's a seagull.
Like a camera going click, 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 and take a picture like that.
Yeah, so the object is not what we're really seeing here. We're just seeing the bright bits of it. Now, some reckon it's a drone, but I'm not too sure on that. We've got some pop-up happening here. Oh, it's gone again. See, this looks like maybe rolling shutter even. So we're getting the same image moving quite fast, but it's being stacked up to make it look like multiple things. But I did do some analysis on it on one frame I saw, do it in slow motion, which I put up on Twitter. This one here was a frame which wasn't actually like what we were seeing there. In fact, it kind of looks strange. Looks like two bright lights with something in the middle here. So this is actually coming down on an angle, then it flies straight. Kind of looks, I thought maybe that looks more like a blurred out helicopter happening, like a police helicopter. But can we tell the size of the object in the video? I'm not sure if we can. Have we got anything we can gauge it on? Of course, we ain't got no date and time, have we? We might have date, but we don't have time. So why doesn't it suddenly get dark there? Was it done by a UFO man? Or did it suddenly get dark and something's flying through the sky here? Could it be like a police helicopter or a drone? I don't think it's a bird because we don't see any sort of up and down motion happening. See, that looked like it sped up there, right? I don't know.
He's messed about with.
So we need to find the
darkness.
original video of this to see what the normal playback speed is. So why does it suddenly get dark like that? I don't understand. See, it could be a small object that's lit up, but what's lighting it up? I don't know. It's a hard one, but it's definitely not a UFO. Not an alien craft, so to speak. Renee's very chatty in the side there.
So it's a UFO because she likes Tim's channel.
Yeah. It's not a she, it's a he. A she-male. He won't say, really. Yeah. Let's see, what can we find out? Channel 7 News. New York City. We got a location and we got a date. But we got no time. So this is where proper analysis needs to be done. Plane finder to see if there's any helicopters in that area. River reports.
Well, there should be flying around there, across the cities and stuff.
Yeah. Trump has a helicopter that flies through the city like that. Cop helicopters. Can't see a link to it. Courtesy of Twitter. Channel News records UFO. Let's see what we can find. I'll just close that down there. But you can see here it's not a line of lights on that particular frame, but we'll have a better look at it once we get a better source. If we can find it. Channel 7. Time. Past week, maybe. UFO New York, here we go. 4 days ago. Nope, that's not it. From what I can see. Can't see anything popping up there. Maybe it's not well known yet. Can't see that news footage. So we're not going to get much clearer image then, by the sorts. That's a banner plane. You can see that's a banner. Can't see it. What else can we type in? The time. See, I really hate it when you don't have the information right. It just makes it really harder to. You're breaking up for some reason. Have you moved the mic away from your mouth or anything? You're like
UFOman doesn't give you the information all the while, or does he? He likes to cover things up.
No, he doesn't give all the information, but yeah, you got something. Your mic's cutting out because your volume's too low. You need to move that slider down that I was showing you down this direction on your settings. This is why we went away from Discord, went for Jitsi, because we don't have that sort of breakup of the audio problem. We have to try and get you on Jitsi, I think. But we'll do it after the show when you're back up again. Yes, it's not coming up, is it? So we're stuck with whatever this crap is. So let's see, what's the normal speed going to be? See, if that's the normal speed
It's
there,
definitely
could that be a helicopter? That's going pretty damn fast if it's a helicopter. Sort of
speeded
works.
up.
Sped up, you reckon? See, we can't see
Well,
the
speed.
we can't see the guy talking. See if his mouth's going really fast. See, see if we can slow it down anyway. Oh. Ah, right, Area 51. Yeah, that's alright. You can always catch up and watch it offline. He's busy in the ambulance today, so that's the slowest we can get it. So that probably was at the real speed there. Where's it sort of come into frame? Here, cuts off the edge here. And what happens there? Suddenly it changes.
Kind of speeds up as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like a time lapse of the city as it's going nighttime, and then it shows up. Why does it get dark so quickly though? It's really strange. Doesn't get to dark that quick, does it? In New York, does it? Does it sort of go instantly dark like that?
Two different videos.
I don't know. It's kind of strange, if you ask me.
Two videos added together, I think.
I don't know. Looks like the same building. I don't think it's two videos added together. Like it's panning up. Is it a helicopter?
Oh, really?
See, I suppose we could take frames from it and look at them individually and see if we could see any obvious shapes, but I think because it's time lapse, it's stretching the lights out, and it looks like it's a string of lights when it's not. So if you go to playing fighter, which is going to kick up the CPU a bit. As you know, I'll go full screen on it. Has it still got gold? Yes, it's still gold. Okay, so we need to go to America and see what kind of air traffic they have there. Sort of give us an idea. What was that building in the picture, you reckon? Was that Manhattan? What do you call it? The Manhattan Tower, or wherever it's called. What's this place here? What's that there? Empire State Building?
Oh, it's too small for that, isn't it? Well, the Empire State Building's bigger than that, isn't it?
It's probably one of the smallest buildings now. Channel 7 is at Empire State Building. News background. I wish I knew more about America, but you'd have to live there, right? Background, Empire State Building. Here we go. Lighten up Empire State Building. That looks like on the news channel there, doesn't it? Live. Fireworks off it. New York. Is that Channel 7 there? Looks like the same thing. Channel 7. So that's got to be Empire State Building. Okay, but it lit up. I think that's where we got to go. Okay, let's see if we can find it in this mess here. Washington, where's New York? Up here. I wonder if we can see Empire State Building. Brooklyn, whereabouts is Empire State Building in this direction? Manhattan. It's around about here somewhere, isn't it? Manhattan. The sides. Can we see the name at all? We need to know what street it's on, I guess. And then we know where Channel 7 is. So I wonder if we could find out. Google Earth, maybe. Empire State. We know they're close to Empire State, wherever it is. Empire State Building. Here it goes. West 34th Street, is it? Okay. So where would the news channel be? That kind of looks like it's higher than these other buildings though, doesn't it? So that means they must be in one of these other big high-rises then. Almost looks like they're got to be in this one here, overlooking at that direction, right? The West Street. Okay, let's see if we can find that. Well, at the moment, it's like heading into dark over there. And you can see it's not really bright. Can we see 34? There's 57th Street. 8th Avenue, 6th Avenue. What else we got? 57, I see. 57. So which direction
West
do the
34th Street running right onto right to the side of the building.
Should be here. West New York. Here we go. So what's that say there? Got no street numbers. It's very frustrating. Upper West Side. Harlem. Oh, what the hell? What went on there? Something crazy happened then. I didn't touch anything. Where's New York disappeared to? Yeah. So it looks like we're going to have to Try and put it more on Google here. So what are we looking at? It definitely looks like it's got the water either side of it. And it's below the chunk of land here. So it's got to be here somewhere. Empire State Building, there we are. And now it's disappeared again. Why did it do that? Something crazy with this program. Well, I've lost it now. Was it there? No. Well, I had it, and then it took it away from us. Here, is it? Chunk of land. I just saw it on there before. But there's definitely no helicopters flying around at the moment. Oh, I can't seem to find it now. Let me just go back out. We got activity down here.
Push arrow.
I saw
There's
some planes
flying there.
So there's definitely planes flying over the city here.
You see 3 helicopters.
Empire State Building. We knew it was down here somewhere. Okay. As soon as I zoom in, it goes back out again. Look, I don't do it. It just does it on its own. Grand Central, and then it pops out again. Doesn't like me going in that far for some reason. So I can't read the street signs. What's that say there? Manhattan. I have to use my other zoom. I can't zoom in on the program for some reason. 42nd Street, so it's got to be around here. 42nd. Where's 44? West 42nd. 45. 46. 44. There's 44. 44th Street. West 44th Street, so it's got to be here. Why can't I see it? Yeah, damn it. 45, 44. Empire State Building.
Right
There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll zoom out. So we'll just make a reference. It's near a bridge. And it's here. Okay, so where's all the air traffic? There is none. So let's pop in. It's a shame you just can't just sort of drag down something from here into the map and it automatically goes there. But yeah, there is there. Yeah, so the news channel's got to be here somewhere. Look in this direction. So we want to know if we need to know if any helicopters fly this way, but there's nothing in the sky, or it's not showing us. What's the time over there at the moment? Does it tell us? They reckons there's 6 on the map here, but I can't see 6 on the map. See, that's where it's going wrong. See, it reckons there's 4 in the sky at the moment. And where the hell are they? They're not on the map. Buggy as hell, I'll tell you. So what was it? The 19th of something, wasn't it? Let's filter playback. What was that? 19th. And the day we don't know. Should be there. 19. Looked like it was getting dark. So what time does it get dark over there? 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock? So that would be like 1900 maybe. Let's see what's flying around at 1900. That makes it 7 o'clock, right? Start playback. Okay, it looks like it's very bright there at the moment. Oh, look. Is that a helicopter? There it goes. There it goes. Helicopter. I saw you. There it is. Helicopter. Another one travelling really slow. And where's the Empire State Building? I've lost my location of it now. There. So we want to see a helicopter pass this way. So this is at, it looks too dark, it looks too bright there at the moment, so the sun hasn't gone down yet. Oh, it's sipping around there a bit, isn't it? But it's as slow as we've got it. Come on, helicopters, show yourself. Yeah, it's gone quiet all of a sudden. Maybe because people have gone home. What's the time now? 19...
2 o'clock here.
No, I'm talking about on the playback here. It's 1912. So that's 7 p.m. Looks too bright to be 7 p.m. though, doesn't it? Let's find out when it goes dark. When is sunset in New York? 7 o'clock. But that looks too bright to be 7 o'clock. So we saw helicopters there at the right time, didn't we? So
that's where
we saw the building was light and then suddenly it got really dark. So let's just play that back again and see if we can pinpoint that helicopter. Here we go. Why can't I pause it? Is that a helicopter? Sure is. And it's a police one, isn't it? Is it black and white? Yeah, so let's it's not in the right location though, so or is it? Could the building whereabouts is channel 7? We need to find out where channel 7 is on the map now.
Could be on the other side, couldn't he?
Is that helicopter passing between them and the building? But it's going in the wrong direction, that one, I think. It needs to go right to left, doesn't it, as well? Oh, channel 7. Come on. News. It's a long process, all this debunking, isn't it? Kind of, it's subject.
Hard work.
It's keeps subject. Keeps trying to insert stuff at the end. Okay, channel news. New York location. Of course, everybody's screaming at us on the side chat saying it's there. Okay, so where does it say here? Lincoln Street. Upper West Side, New York. Oh, we know it's in West Side. So, Lincoln Street. So, can we see Lincoln Street on here? Maybe I need to do that thing. Empire to Lincoln Street. I suppose it's named after the president, right? Oh, Lincoln. Oh God. I hate this keyboard, I really do. Lincoln Tunnel. We're after street though. Street. Lincoln Street, here we go. New Jersey, no. Lincoln Street, South New York. South Ozone.
Link Street.
New
One.
York. Which one?
You got one.
Union City, New Jersey. No, it's none of those. Got to be that one there. Let's see. We'll click on that one, see where it takes us. No, I don't believe it. Their building wouldn't be that far away, would it? Surely not. Optical illusion then. From there to that direction. Don't know about this. Lincoln Street.
It did look quite away from it, though. In the pictures, it did look from it.
I think, mate, you're talking a wee bit too quiet now. I'm not too sure what's going on with your microphone.
What
are you trying to say? Talk louder, because your mic's cutting out for some reason. So, we saw there were several Lincoln Streets. I don't know if that's the one. Brooklyn. I was expecting a Lincoln Street down here. Lincoln Queens. Is it in Queens? Have you got a map? Let's have a see. Does it give us a map? Of course not. Alright, here we go. Lincoln Square. New York 1023. What was that one there? So it can't be that one, can it? Too many Lincoln Streets. Lincoln Square. Oh well, I'll just plug in another one. There we go. Lincoln Square, Manhattan, 1023. Okay, where's that going to take us? Aha!
It's very close.
So the helicopter's got to be coming this direction. So that helicopter was going in the right direction then. So it's got to be coming from there, cutting between. So go back to this. So that helicopter looks like it could be behind New York building. So we're looking for anything between Lincoln Street up here, Lincoln Square up here, down to this direction. That's quite a big area. So we're looking at here, between there, this location here. So let's see, is there any other helicopters that pass through there? What's that?
We got a time zone, it might help. Yeah, we've got proper time.
Well, we don't know what the proper time is here, that's the problem. We're just basing it on the sunset. It won't let me click that little thing, but it looks like a small plane that just flew past there. And it looked like it was moving quite fast. No call sign. Small Learjet, is it?
In the air.
Oh no, here we go. There's a banner plane. So that makes sense. So it could be a banner plane. And where's the Empire State Building? And look, it just flew behind it.
That's why it could look not so long.
So could it be a plane that's flying behind it? But does it pass in front or behind it at all? It seems to cut off, doesn't it? Is that behind? See, we don't know if it goes behind. So it matches that little plane, doesn't it?
Yep.
That was moving quite fast. And then it cuts out. Okay, let's go back on this one. It kind of looks like that small Piper plane. And it's cut out again.
Why would they fly a banner plane at night time as well?
Well, it's going to
People
darkness
wouldn't be
now.
able to-
See, it's going into darkness now, you see. We only got 3 people watching. We got bored with us. Here we go. Is it that little Piper plane that we just saw? Is the question. Looks like it's coming back to the airports there. It looks like it's low down, but it probably isn't, because it's far behind, you see. And look, it fades it's going behind, isn't it?
It's going behind, yeah. It hasn't gone in front.
No, it's definitely going behind.
I think you hit the head. Got it.
I think we may have got it by pure chance, actually. So it's this unmarked plane here. What's the number of it? New York to New York. Piper PA 32260. 2100 feet. Would that be about right in the video?
It's not far off, is it?
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can see where it's going. Let's just play it. I'll probably lose it now, probably. Yeah, it takes it away again, you see, because it's not on the screen. There's the slow moving helicopters. 2 slow moving ones. Also behind thing, but they seem to be detouring off there. Oh, there's that banner plane. That looks like it's going at the right speeds, right? It went meow right behind the Empire State Building. That's got to be it. I wonder if we can wind back. What's happened? Oh, yeah. So it comes at about 7 PM when the sun's going down, which matches up with the timestamp. What was it? I've lost it now, but I think it said 7 PM, didn't it? It was at sunset.
Just after. Yeah.
So here's a plane now, or helicopter. What's that one? That's also between the studio, but going in the wrong direction.
Small aeroplane.
Can't seem to click it for some reason. Is it playing? It looks like it could be the Piper flying away from the airport there. Or it's just showing up on the map. Because the call sign does get lost. Is it the Piper?
T20.
No, it's a Cessna this time. Another small plane. 4,000 feet this time. Okay. We want it to keep it going. Don't think I can slow it down anymore, can I? That's the maximum slow speed. Where's it disappeared to? I think all the traffic disappears about 7 PM. Let's just replay that again.
Suddenly just appear there on the spot. There's a helicopter.
2 helicopters going that direction. There it is. Boom, real fast.
That's a plane.
It fits everything in that picture. Very cool sign, that's it.
Cool.
Piper, that's it. And it's smack behind the Empire State Building there. And it's in a straight line off the studio from there. I think we nailed it, mate. So
put a call sign on the side. UFO. I'm a UFO.
Now we need to take a screen snapshot of that. How's the audio sound anyway? Have we had any audio problems?
No, no problem. I think mine drops a little bit because I tried to be a bit quieter because the missus is in bed next door, you see.
Well, I don't know what you've done,
Yes.
but your microphone is now working. Before it was cutting out. Did you move or something?
Yeah, but I think I talk a little bit quieter because the wife's next door or in bed.
Ah, that's right. You got to adjust your,
Yeah.
your sensitivity if you're going to talk quieter, else your mic gets cut off. That's the thing I was showing you in the settings. You got to slide it more to the left if you're going to talk quieter. As it goes, Clippy, when you play back the video, you'll see what I mean when I'm complaining that your voice is cutting out. I just want to take a snapshot of that. Just to
first time I've used it, so I mean, I've got to get used to it.
yeah. Let me just see if I can fix up something on Discord here with you. Not sure if I can do it or not. Normally you could say give priority, voice priority in the room. I think. Let's see, to you, so it doesn't cut out when I talk. Let's see. Let's go up one. Edit channel. We got it on low bit rate here, so it works on slower lifespans. Permissions. Everyone. Priority speaker. Approved members. Users with this permission have the ability to be more easily heard. Okay, let's see if that solves it. Special guests. Live chat group. Everyone. Moderator. Okay, so see how that goes. Okay, so keep on talking. See if it's any better.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
5,
sounds
6,
good.
7, 8.
Okay, so when I talk it, you shouldn't cut out. So keep talking, and I'll keep talking. See how it goes.
2,
Hello,
3, 4.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5. Right. Yeah, it's not cutting out now. It looks like it's done something anyway. Let me see if I can cut this. Okay, let's see if I can cut this map. So I've got a picture. No, actually we don't need to go that far, do we? We just need to get that so we can document it. So the snipping tool comes with Windows. It's free. And as you can see, it's quite useful. Doing screen grabs. So I'll just call it capture. And we'll see if people think if I'm correct on this one later on, maybe if there's more information that comes to light. So what timestamp have we got there? 19th of September, just after 7. Okay, that makes sense. Did I get the right date though? I'm now starting to wonder. 19th of September, yep, I got the right date. And at 7 PM when it's just got dark.
Debunked.
Sunset, New York. 7 o'clock. So yeah, it was starting to get dark in the video, and it got really dark time it got to. And of course it's time lapsed, is it? We're not too sure.
I thought it was definitely speeded up. Was that plane was that?
It seemed to go really
moving up.
The thing is, it seemed to go fast on the flight radar, hey, but it's times 12, so we're going to have to amp it downwards, right? So let's just play that again. You see, we'd have to slow it down by 12. You can see the helicopters move quite fast there, but they're actually moving really, really, really slow. There's that plane. Boom, gone. It's like a bullet at 12 times speed, alright? So unfortunately I can't slow it down to real time. It went straight to the airport. So yeah.
It's done with now.
You reckon? We've sort of got it, do you reckon? I reckon the real speed's at the beginning here. This is where the real speed is. Did I get it back to normal? This is the normal speed of that plane. There you go, look, it was just going so fast. Now they slow it down.
Speed it up. It just shoots off then. Speed it up.
No, it's
And
got to be that
speeds up,
Piper.
yeah,
It's got to be the Piper plane.
100%.
Yeah. Looks like it's heading in the right direction. It's coming from over here, heading this direction on an angle, right? That sort of matches up with that flight path. And we don't see it to 7 o'clock. So if sunset is about there, 6:45. This has got to be time lapsed. Has to be. So I thought it was every 1 second here, but I'm not too sure now. Because it seems to get very dark very quickly. See that? That's my whole problem.
Those planes, they don't move that fast though, do they? And they're
Piper
trailing
Jet.
the
I don't know if it says in the software, but we can look it up. They're only like a single passenger or 2 passenger plane. Piper speed plane.
Have quite a bit of track with the advertising piece they got on.
Yeah, speed. Here we go. That's what it looks like. Little white plane, which would have, like I said in that picture that I amplified here, it looked like 2 white lights, and it looks like the wingspan here. So it's flying down on this angle here behind the building. Looks like 2 lights on the wingtips and 1 in the middle here. That's what it looks like. It's blurred, but still.
We got it.
I think we've got it. Okay. And what's the maximum speed here? 398 kilometers per hour. That's pretty quick, isn't it? If you imagine.
It's about 200 miles an hour, around that sort of figure.
Yeah, I think it matches that plane. They're about $1 million. Wow, US. Light craft, generally used for banner planes. But you can see it could be used for business as well, couldn't it? A business plane. Looks like it's actually got
using
more
like
than...
cars.
Looks like it's a 2-seater at the front and maybe something at the back too, so maybe it can take more than 2 people. Yeah. It's like a little small car plane, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how they use them in America. I mean, I'd rather use one of them and going through the cities, I think, with the cars around
Yeah.
the streets all packed out.
Where's it gone? I was trying to look up the name. I did take a snapshot of it, didn't I? Let's see, capture. New York UFO debunked, I think. Take that, UFO man. Not rotating lights at all, that's just a camera artifact. Okay, so what was the plane details I was trying to get? Yeah, 2,000 feet. Looks like 2,000 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another question. I want to know how high the entire Empire State Building. How high is Empire? Because it looks like it wasn't higher than the Empire State Building, didn't it? How high is Empire State? So we want in feet. Because we know the plane's at 2,100 feet. Oh look, the plane's higher than the Empire State Building. Double the height. It's optical illusion. There you go. That makes total sense. Okay. So I think we can close that down now, and that. And Lincoln Square, yeah, we know all that. Banner plane. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look. Looks like they've got different models. Oh right, I was going to look at the model numbers, wasn't I? What's that? What model number is it? Because obviously they've got different ones.
BA32.
BA32, you reckon? Search on that. We want to know if it's like a business plane or a banner plane.
Oh,
Piper plane.
that's the number.
PA32. Oh,
I think it's that one there. I think the 46
it
one.
is.
Go back
That's,
to the.
that's it there, PA32.
It's okay.
And I don't think they use that one for banners. What's the one they use for banners? Well, maybe they can use any of them. Banner. Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, here we got a new sub. What have we got going on? Hey, a new sub. We haven't been paying much to the side chat at the moment because we've been full screen. Back again. Yeah, so we think we've nailed this New York UFO on the news camera footage as being a Piper jet flying behind, well, it looks like behind the Empire State Building, but it's actually another 1,000 feet above, heading off towards the airport. Because we can see in the video that it looks like the sun was going down, and looks like it goes down pretty quickly there. So 6:45, and their plane shows up at just after 7 o'clock on the map on that particular day. So yeah, I think we've nailed it. So we can put that in there with that folder. What was that one? Papoose as well. I suppose I'll keep a copy of that. And that one could go in there too. So I've always got a history. I back up everything in case I want to repeat it sometime in the future. What was this? Coming up. Okay. I suppose you want to get a bed. I could do the other stuff another day. Round trip. Close that down. Get more CPU again. So yeah, when we typed in banner, I think that's a banner plane Piper here. This one here, PA25 is what they use for banner planes. So you can see it's like a single thing. Well, this looks like more of a business family type small plane for farms or business trips, right?
Yeah.
And that looks more like a banner plane
Nice
here. Which
plane,
so there are
nice
different.
little plane that is.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah, it's kind of like a cut down Cessna almost, isn't it?
Lovely
But yeah.
looking aircraft.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But these yellow ones are generally the better ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So the more visible in sky. All the red ones here, look. 1967 Piper. But anyway, new history on planes. So this one here is a Piper plane flying behind Empire State Building. And it's actually higher up, but it's optical illusion. And of course they cut the footage for some reason. Do they pan away from the panel or something? There it is, Piper jet. Piper plane. Bzz. And they just cut it just as it passes behind. And it's a white plane too. And we're seeing it like on an angle here. So we're seeing the two fin lights. And because it's moving so fast, and we're getting like a rolling shutter effect, so it's sort of stretching out the lights in a funny pattern. So there'll be a middle light, and there'll be two tail wingtip lights in that mess. And it's on an angle here. It's not flying in a straight line past us. So it's on an angle flying this way behind the Empire State Building. Busted. Okay, so did you say there was some other crap he put up recently as well?
No, I said he the one off third phase. They'd put up, and you did it last week, I think it was. One where that drone landed in that garden.
This one here, yeah, he's put it up. So
Yeah,
what did
he's just put it up now.
Just put it up now, yeah.
Well, he put UFO in the title, you see. Even though it's been debunked.
He's got a question mark after it, so does it make it legal? Anyway. So he hasn't talked over it. Does he talk over it at all?
Here's a clip that's been circulating around the ufology circles the last few days, posted by the likes of UFOs and Alien Santana and by Third Phase of Moon. I'm leaning in the direction that this could very possibly be a drone and not a UFO.
Bullshit.
Although many think it is a UFO, so make an assessment and let me know what you think down below in the comments.
This is why I said, well then, why did it give UFO in the title?
Because it's clickbait.
No. Yeah. Drawing people to the channel, see, so he's getting the views.
Give a downvote on it.
I put one on there as well. I put one on earlier. I think he might don't go on there because he's blocked me off, but I still comment to some of the other ones.
Right, you're still cutting out a wee bit there when you go talk quiet. Something more to ponder over. Cell phones, nice, brother. No, it's not. No way is that a drone. If it was someone... if it is someone has spent a lot of money on it and it's just too big to be a drone. How do I know what size it is? Looks like one of Billy Meyer's. There we go. I said it's on a piece of fishing wire. One of those toys with the flashing LEDs on it. That's what it is.
Joke. Absolute joke, that bloke is.
Here the footage is enlarged by 0.50x.
And they got it hanging off this tree branch here.
Take a look, make an assessment, and as always, thank you for watching.
Of course, mate.
Here's a clip that's been circulating around the ufology circles the last few days, posted by the likes of UFOs.
So what's this light in the background here?
Santana and by Third Phase.
I only just noticed that. What's this light here?
Circulating around the ufology circles the last few days, posted by the likes of UFOs and Alien Santana and by Third Phase of Moon. Hey guys, it's UFOman. Here's a
something there, right?
A clip that's been
almost looks like another LED. So have they got like the cable going up here and off this direction here? Could it be like could be a Christmas decoration on the very end of it, and they're just pulling it up?
Circulating around the ufology circles the last few days, posted by the likes of UFOs.
Okay, so that was twinkling there.
An alien Santana, and by third phase of moon.
Definitely looks very Billy Meyer. That's nonsense, isn't it? Now, that guy doesn't do anything, and he's got, what, 488 views there? I know we spend ages on this. I suppose you could cut down all our final conclusions and make a 10-minute video debunk, couldn't we? But I ain't got time to do all that. It's surprising how long it takes. So you load a great big 1 gigabyte file into memory, and then you got to sort of carve it up, take out chunks, and then it's not as easy as you think. It's just be alright if I had a team of people that want to do it. If someone wants to download it off YouTube and cut it up and make it into a 10-minute episode, go ahead. I'm quite happy for you to do it and not upload it to the channel. But me, on my little computer here, I need lots of RAM, lots more CPUs to be able to edit it properly. And also good eyes. My eyes are not terribly great lately. So what else did he put up here? Unknown object. I think we looked at that one before, did we?
No, I don't look at his stuff, though.
On new German. Let's have a look. Have we looked at that one already? On German newscast. Another newscast one. We only got 2 people watching. Well, thanks for sticking with us. Why is it not playing though? What's happened to my internet speed? Oh man, I really have to get this fast internet sooner. Hopefully we get it for the weekend. What's happened here?
Trouble as well with his internet.
Something's going on. Okay, let's try again. Oh, no. He's got it so loud. Yeah, so what are we looking at? German. Something distant. Here we go. Looks like a blimp so far. Oh, hang on, it disappeared. So, was it a bug on the lens? Let's see. Is it a bug on the lens?
It keeps fading, doesn't it?
Only when he moves the camera. So it sort of went up on an angle there. So is it like CGI? Oh no, the cloud's coming in. Is it? Was that cloud covering it? It looks like cloud coming in with the fog. So what the hell is it? Look kind of like an insect on the lens to me to start with. It kind of looked like it went upwards there. But because he's zooming in at the same time, we're not getting a... See, it looks like it's going up and fading.
Kind of see wings on his back.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a helicopter.
Yeah.
But then a helicopter wouldn't go up like that. It's going up too vertical to be a helicopter, isn't it? Do helicopters go vertically straight up? I don't think they do they? Well, I suppose they can.
Do yeah.
They can go straight up, can't they? Yeah. Looks like it could be a news helicopter in the air, right? And the cloud just comes in and covers it. Looks like the cloud's moving over. They've gone up and it's gone into the cloud cover. Yeah, it's just rubbish really, isn't it? I think it might be a helicopter. We're only talking about a few pixels of quality there, so I don't think it's really worth mucking around with that one.
Nothing special on his channel at all.
Ja, nicht mal gut. Vielleicht kommt dann ein bisschen mehr Lebensfreude auf und mehr Energie für die positiven Dinge des Lebens.
So where's the original
Nochmal genauer
broadcast?
hingeschaut, also da scheint es nicht zu geben. Trotzdem, Herr Professor Schlepfer, an diesem Tag sollte man sich vielleicht der Tatsache vergewissern, dass wir alle nicht ewig leben und so ein bisschen uns der eigenen Endlichkeit vielleicht das nochmal gewahr werden?
Ja, natürlich, aber das machen wir nicht gerne.
He's filming a TV screen. So he's got his smartphone and he's playing back the news broadcast and recording it on smartphone.
Angst, dass wir vorbestimmt.
It's definitely not the best way in doing it, isn't it? So you can see the edge of the TV LCD screen here. I think it's just a helicopter, that one. Okay, let's just go back. What else we got? Anything worth looking at? That one, bull crap. What's this one? 4 lights over. Oh no! It's too loud. Oh come on, that looks like flares. Straight away, flare drop. Yep. New York, MUFON is investigating the sighting. So again, it could be even not the right location. Remember the last one we got called out on? It looks like a military. 4 flares dropped. Illumination flares, parachute flares.
Like doing that though, giving you the wrong locations, isn't he?
Yeah, that could be in Ukraine even. We don't even know. So yes, on MUFON, we ain't going to get to MUFON today. But that looks like they're not moving, maybe slowly coming down. And can't keep the camera still, so it's a bit hard to tell. But to me, that looks like they're slowly falling down. And they're a fair distance away too, because you can't see the smoke trail. Let's just see if I can zoom in a bit. I can't keep the camera still.
If the camera stayed on him, you probably see him go out.
Well, if it's longer than 5 minutes, which I don't think it is, we can rule out it being flares. So what happened there? Where's my picture gone? Something screwy going on my system again, or my internet. It's only a 3-minute video, so obviously it's going to be flares, right? Something funny going on here though. I think it's time for us to pack in, I guess.
Yeah,
but
well, it's been good anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, you need to go into your settings here, video, and make sure this is actually lower down. Else it cuts out when you go too quiet. When you talk quietly, it will go below that level there, and you won't hear. It will sort of cut out. So yeah, you need to slide that down further that way.
Okay.
Above the noise.
Was I after with her next door and Betsy?
Yeah.
She'll be up in about hours time to go to work.
Yeah. Okay. So better let you get to bed too then, or I suppose what's the time there now? Almost time for her to get up, isn't it? So yeah. Well, you can go and have a little nap now if you want to, and I'll just wrap up. I'll leave this third phase stuff till next live I do, exposing them. There's some of the old footage they used to put up. Total fake, as you can see. But I'm just going to do this interview that this woman did with Blake, and she called him out. So we're just going to cover that next time, and MUFON cases. And it should be quite good. You'll see what she says and points out to that the experts said that all their videos back in that time, which I'm not sure what year it was, she has got another copy of it on Facebook here, 2015, so it's before I showed up. They outed him on video here, saying that the videos were made by a CGI artist that had the same sort of signature in the timing of the material on the screen, which I think is his brother that was making it, wasn't it? But no one can prove it because they never ever show you the person that actually submits the footage on their channel, do they? So there's a bit of wrap up here. We only got a couple of people.
Paul?
Yeah, I'll let you go, and you can just drop off, and I'll just close down here too. And see you on the side chat. They're going to drop off. How do we drop off here? I'll just connect here. There we go. Okay, so I'll just close that down there. Thanks for the people that did join us. If you missed out on the Groom Lake stuff that we're looking at with the new photographs, just go back once it's processed. So you know when it's fully processed, the side chat will come up. But I think it's mostly just Renee there. I think it's mostly Renee, which we've sort of been watching because we've been trying to present. Hangar 18. New Jersey UFO was the Belgium. I'm not too sure what you mean by that one. Even if Venus turns out to be a bunch of centipedes, Fatin, I'll still be happy. Skinny Bob is from Mars. Skinny Bob is a puppet. Okay, Tommy was here with us. Area 51. Not too much there. Vincent was there for a while. And Chris. So obviously those guys are going to come back and watch Skim It. So yeah, better put up the credits. Thanks guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We did one video, or a couple, of UFOman, and everything mostly was 2 hours on S4. I didn't expect to do one today, but I just, because the sun was hot and it woke me up, I decided to do one in the morning instead of doing it at night time. So yeah, it was a pretty rushed one. Good night all. Thanks for all likes and sharing and any donations and commenting. Oh, that'll do. Okay mate, but notice it will probably take about an hour for Google to add the side chat on if you want it. So you don't need it, I guess. There are some links I did post. I don't want to post UFOman's one because I don't want to promote him. We tried to look for the footage separately, but he didn't add it to his list. It's obviously from Facebook. Anyway, good night.